YouTubers, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Now time to install the bus bars. This is the one I did do off camera, nevertheless. So the idea is we put this on now. And I'm using the 20 cell holders, 4x5s. And you just snap them together. Assure that they're the right way. Slide them in. Set of lugs on there. And they just slide in like this. And push down or get a mallet or some sort of hammer, and then we can insert them on top of the packs. You can insert them in a few different ways, but I like to insert them where the flush side is on both, so it sits against my brackets nice and easy. Of course, if you do it the other way, you can beef up your packs at a later date and just clip in. So you just place this down, wiggle them in like so. Like that, just to tap them in nice and there we go. Now if you have a look at the other end, that's where the battery terminal is, all the way over in this corner here. So we go opposite. Now see how the base of the battery lug is here? We put that up so it reaches the other pack easier. Set it like this. Now I'm doing mine a bit different. I'm just trying to level off the bottom here, and then at the top got to measure the eyelet, keep it center so the next pack lines perfectly with. For the positive side of the pack, I'm using one strand of extension cord cable, which is very thin. Inside this cable there's 32 individual strands, and the length that I'm using to go from one battery over to the next, one piece of wire, it works well to be 2.5 centimeters. If you have a look down on the tape, you can see 2.5 or 1 inch. I'm using the small one for fusing. I'm only fusing one side of the pack. You can do two to ensure that it's going to do the job when need to be done. But otherwise I find that one might be significant. It's really a personal choice, probably safer for two, but however you please. Okay, just to see if you can focus in on that. Very hard for focus. And at the top end here, one only, as in one link, and then the next link I use. What I'm using for the negative side of the pack is one strand of 2.5mm electrical. Inside is electrical. There's 7 strands. And the reason why I'm doing that is to give strength to the bus bar so you can actually pick it up via the battery terminal. Hence why we've got it the opposite end. So at the other end of the pack we are fusing the negative side at this end of the pack. Give you an idea on the fusing, haven't done much testing with, but 2 strands together over one battery, dead short, a 1.8 amp battery fuses out. So I'm sure one strand will do the job. You want it to fuse around about 6 amps. Like I say, this is for safety. If something happens wrong with the battery and it's trying to deliver more than it's supposed to, just like an ordinary fuse in a switch, it will fuse out, take itself off the circuit or the system, and then you won't have any problems with it blowing up or whatever it wants to do. Okay, so first we get one of these on. I've got this one on eBay, it's about $7. The tips wear down very quickly. So, pre-soldered most of these batteries. So let's two on at the end for the strengthening. And put a couple down the line to help secure that bus bar. Ideally, if you can try to keep them very much centered to the batteries for a later date, if you ever have to replace the battery, it's easier to push it past the bus bar, and that's a good reason why we use electrical opposed to a copper strip. It makes it a lot easier replacing it for later. Never had to do it yet, but I'm sure it would happen. Now, like I said, the end here, the battery terminal is very important. You keep that where you need it to be, it makes it easier. So the way you do that is just take it off the corner and measure one side 65mm, and the other side it's more than 65, so we just manipulate that just that little bit till we get 65 equal or even, whatever is the same one side the other, and about 46mm out. That's where I'm aiming for. Now this was my best side iron. The heat transfer from this to the bus bar being so big, 10mm square, it had trouble doing a nice neat job that will keep it on there. Might fall off. It's got to have a nice consistent flow. So I bought a 300-watt iron. This works much better. I'm happy if I turn it on. Put a little bit on here, heat up the bus bar, just touch it in. And that's what you want it to look like. And that's done. Just go along and check each one, make sure that the connection is made. Well, thank you again for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and please subscribe and drop any comments. And just share your ideas, what you're doing, and we'll learn together. Thank you again, and see you next time around. Bye bye.